Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for checking out this video. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to play Your Nature by Kari Jobe. This song is pretty simple. There's only 4 chords in the whole song. Now I'm going to be showing you 2 different ways how to play it, but both ways require the use of a capo. If you don't have a capo, I'll put some links down below in the description box and you can pick one that's best for you. And if you're new to the channel or you like this content, don't forget to hit that like button and hit the subscribe button with the notification bell to keep updated with future videos. It lets me know if you guys are liking these videos, if I'm doing a good job. Otherwise guys, let's get right into the lesson for Your Nature by Kari Jobe. Alright guys, so Your Nature by Kari Jobe is originally in the key of G sharp or A flat, and the tempo is 69 beats per minute and the time signature is 4/4. And like I mentioned before, I'll be showing you 2 different ways how to play the song, but first I'll show you the strumming pattern. The strumming pattern to this song is something like this. It's down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down. I'll play the strumming pattern at full speed and then I'll do the strumming pattern at a slower speed. But this is the strumming pattern at full speed. It's and this is the strumming pattern at a slower speed. Alright, so now that we know the strumming pattern, I can show you the first way how to play the song. The first way that we can play it is using our capo and putting it on the first fret of the guitar and using our key of G chords. So with the capo on the first fret, we'll be using 4 chords as I mentioned before. These are the chords that we'll be using on the capo on the first fret. It's a G, D, E minor, and C. That E minor that I'll be playing is an E minor 7, and that C is a C at 9. So for the intro of the song, we'll be playing 1 chord, we'll be playing a G chord, and we'll hang out on that G chord for a little bit before getting into the first verse. The intro will sound something like this. So that brings us to the first verse of the song, and so for the first verse we'll be using the following chord progression. We'll be playing a G to an E minor to a C, G, and D. And we'll play that chord progression a total of 2 times for the verse. So the verse will sound something like this. You bring life to the barren places. God, it's your nature. You bring joy to the broken hearted. It's your nature. So after the first verse, we go into the chorus. In the chorus, the chord progression can be a little tricky. It can be a little lengthy, but try your best with the chord progression. We'll be using the following chords for the chord progression. We'll be using a C, G, D, back to C, back to G, back to D, C, E minor, D, C, and D. So that is a little bit of a lengthy chord progression, but we'll be playing that chord progression 2 times for the chorus. And if you're having trouble again, just rewind, try your best, you'll get it. So the chorus will sound something like this. There is no desert that your streams can't run to. You tell the wasteland that it will bloom again, 'cause it's your nature. You will restore the years that shame has stolen. I know this wasteland will be whole again, 'cause it's your nature. So then after that chorus, we go back into the second verse. The second verse is the same chord progression as the first verse, so no changes there. And also with the second chorus, it's the same chord progression as the first chorus, so no changes there. You're gonna play the same thing. So that brings us to the bridge, and so for the bridge we have a different chord progression. We'll be using the following chords for the bridge. We'll be using a C, E minor, G, and D. And we'll play that chord progression a total of 4 times for the bridge. So the bridge will sound something like this. Sing out, oh barren woman, stretch out your hands believing, break out of disappointment, stretch out your hands believing. So then after the bridge, the song goes into an instrumental, and that instrumental is really the chord progression to the bridge. So you can just repeat that chord progression from the bridge until they sing the chorus again. And so for the chorus, it's the same chord progression as the prior choruses, so no changes there. So to finish the song, they play a C chord. So you could play that to finish the song, and ultimately that's the first way how to play your nature. So the second way that we can play the song is by moving up our capo to the 6th fret of the guitar and playing our key of D chords. So with the capo on the 6th fret, we're going to be using the following chords, just 4 of them. We'll be using a D chord, A, B minor, and G. So for the intro of the song with the capo on the 6th fret, we're just going to hang out on that D chord for a little bit before going into the first verse. The intro will sound something like this. So then after the intro, we go into the first verse, and for the first verse, we'll be using the following chord progression. We'll be playing a D, B minor, G, D, and A. And we'll play that chord progression a total of 2 times for the first verse. So the verse will sound something like this. You bring life to the barren places. God, it's your nature. You bring joy to the broken hearted. God, it's your nature. So then after that first verse, we go into the chorus, and the chord progression for the chorus can be a little tricky or lengthy, so keep trying if you get confused with it, but we'll be using the following chords for the chorus. We'll be using a G, D, A, G, D, A, G, B minor, A, G, and A. And that chord progression can be a little tricky like I mentioned before, but keep trying. If you get confused, and you'll get it. So the chorus will sound something like this. There is no desert that your streams can't run to. tell the wasteland that it will bloom again, 'cause it's your nature. You will restore the years that shame has stolen. I know this wasteland will be whole again, 'cause it's your nature. So then after the chorus we go into the second verse, and that second verse is the same chord progression as the first verse, so no changes there. And then after that verse we go into the second chorus, and that second chorus is the same thing as the first chorus in terms of chords, so no changes there either. So then the next part of the song is the bridge, and for the bridge we'll be using a different chord progression. We'll be using a G, B minor, and A. And we'll play that chord progression a total of 4 times for the bridge. So the bridge will sound something like this. Sing out, oh barren woman, stretch out your hands believing, break out of disappointment, stretch out your hands believing. So then after the bridge, the song goes into an instrumental. By that, instrumental is the same chord progression as the bridge, so you can play that a couple of times, and then after they do that, they go back into the chorus, and the chord progression for the chorus is the same as the prior ones, so no changes there. And so at the end of the song, they end the song on a G chord, so you can play that G chord to finish the song, and ultimately that's the second way how to play your nature. So the next part of the lesson, if you're familiar with the lessons on the channel, is the playthrough. So what I'll do with the playthrough is put both ways how to play side by side, and I'll sing the second verse, the second chorus, and the bridge once, and it's really for you guys to get an idea of how the chord changes go and how it sounds all together. Remember, you can always rewind or come back to the playthrough if you're struggling with it, but just keep practicing it, keep trying, and you'll get it. You bring peace to the war inside us. Speak, and all fear is silence. God, it's your nature. You bring joy to the broken hearted, hope to the ones who lost it. God, it's your nature. There is no desert that your streams can run to. There are no ruins that your love won't make new. You tell the wasteland that it will bloom again, 'cause it's your nature. You will restore the years that shame has stolen. You keep the promises that you have spoken. I know this wasteland will be whole again, 'cause it's your nature. Sing out, oh barren woman, sing out, oh barren man, stretch out your hands believing this is your promised land. Break out of disappointment, break out of hopelessness, stretch out your hands believing this is your promised land. Alright guys, so that was the tutorial for Your Nature by Kari Jobe, and like I mentioned before, we just used 4 chords for each way how to play it, so it wasn't that bad. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave them down below in the comments section and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. Also, if you have any song recommendations or song requests, let me know in the comments below. It'll give me an idea of what you want to see in the future. But overall guys, I hope the lesson was helpful to you guys. I hope you liked it. I'll see you guys in the next video.